giving you an opportunity to get the full story from the people who tell it best. This is Mediacom Newsleaders.
Hey, my guest over here is a guy who's been around town for so long, knows everybody, and knows a lot of things for you to know. In fact, this is Wally Pfeffer. Hi, Wally.
Thank you, James, for
Welcome
having
back
me
to
today.
the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. You're the president of the Boone County chapter of Mizzou Alumni Association.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you've got something to talk about that's coming up this month, which has been happening for 17 years now?
17 years, ever since 2003. We began the legislative forum that year in reaction to a withhold of university money that the governor made because the cupboard was bare. And we wanted to get a legislative reaction to that withhold because it was millions of dollars at the time. And we wanted to get reaction from our local legislators. So we organized the first legislative forum back in 2003 and realized that it was an important event to have so that our members, our alumni who don't necessarily belong to maybe some of the political clubs like the Mule Skinners and the Pachyderms, that they'd have an opportunity to visit with the legislators in a casual kind of one-on-one basis.
You've got about, what, 7 different legislative people coming?
The Boone County delegation, Caleb Rowden, Cherie Tolson-Reich, Sarah Walsh, Martha Stevens, Kip Kendrick, Chuck Basie, they'll all be there. They've all committed to come. And so it's the kind of event where we ask them to react to the governor's State of the State address, which has typically happened by the time we have our forum.
Okay.
I try to get lucky and schedule it that way. And not only what he has to say in the State of the State, but what he has to say about the university's budget.
Which is the real
That's the
nitty-gritty here.
Yeah, that's the elephant in the room. What are we going to do about the budget this year for the university, and where's the university going to go with that money? That's up to the curators, of course, but until we hear what the governor has to say, we don't know what the framework is or the groundwork is.
Well, do you all form any kind of expectations about the money beforehand, thinking that you know what he might be saying?
Well, there have been a lot of reports that revenue is not coming in as expected. Naturally, they want to wait and make any final decision until April or May, but by then the budget process is pretty far along. In April, people file their income taxes, April and maybe some in May with extensions. But so we're hoping to know we'll know what the governor's proposing. Whether or not the legislature agrees and what they do with it is all part of the January through May process.
So it's a great time to meet these people, talk
It
to
is.
them. If you've wanted to say something to one of these individuals, now's the time, right?
Exactly, and they not only talk about the budget and any legislation affecting the university, but we recognize that they all have committee assignments, which have yet to be made, given the turnover in the legislature, but they all have committee assignments that mean that they all have projects that they're working on personally, and it's good to know what their priorities are in addition to the university, what their priorities are for the session.
Okay, so this 17th annual Boone County Legislative Forum is happening January 24th?
Yes, sir. January 24th at Grand Cru, 5:30. There's a website that the people can go to RSVP, and we would heartily encourage people to do so that we know how much food to have and so that we'll know if we're hitting our 80-person limit because we'll have to cut off registration and walk-ins if we hit that limit.
Okay, and I've got a thing here about prices too. So
Yes, sir.
For members, $20.
Yes, sir.
Non-members, $25. Current MU students, $20.
Yes, sir. So we encourage people who aren't members of the Alumni Association to come. They'll pay a little bit since they're not members, but they could also join as members that evening.
Good. You get a fine meal too.
It's heavy hors d'oeuvres and a drink ticket and that kind of thing. So it's not a sit down. It's kind of a casual, grab a plate, fill it up, and roam around the room and visit with folks.
Still, Grand Cru, you're going to get some good food.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about that. Mizzou.com/BC Leg Forum 2019.
That's
Go to
the
that
spot.
website, tell them you want to come,
You bet.
and go from there.
You bet.
Be part of the 17th annual Boone County Legislative Forum. I said
Well,
it.
and I know I'll be taking pictures, and I've been posting pictures on Facebook of past forums. So if you've been there, chances are you'll see your photo up again.
Okay, Wally Pfeffer, good to talk to you.
Thank
Happy
you, James.
2019 to you.
Happy-
Come back and see me, okay?
We sure will. Thanks again.
Thank you.